Hey there, everybody. How's it going? My name's Casper. You can go to decisionsthroughdata.com. If you don't know, what I do is I help people answer their questions, and um, because I'm kind of a statistics and data nerd, I like to answer questions um, in that sense. So, um, because the channel's brand new, haven't really gotten any questions that people may be interested in, but that's okay. I have a lot of questions for myself that I'm interested in. I'm just going to turn on my AC right now. So, good question for today is um, well, maybe I should talk more about the format of it. So, for example, here you can take a look. I'll make it full screen so it's a little bit better. So everything's asked with should I. So if you go to decisions through data, there's a chat box, and I can answer all questions through there. So if you do ask a question, um, I can answer questions that you might have from that box. But you don't actually have to write should I. Okay, you just have to write um, eat 3 meals a day. Should I eat 3 meals a day? Generally speaking, that's a really good question. I've actually never thought about it. So let's delve right into it and see if eating 3 meals a day is good. So, how do we get started with doing something like this? So, should I eat 3 meals a day? Now, first of all, there's so many questions that need to be answered. Now, if you have a choice between, because the question doesn't really, it's not comparative, right? So, should I eat 3 meals a day? No? Okay, well then, how can it be anything else? Not really, no. So we'll just say no. Why? Because, oh no, yes. Yes, because the question does not, go into any comparative sense of what is better. Alright? Okay, now let's go back. Should no I eat 3 meals a day if I am not hungry in the morning? Okay. So there's been a lot of research in regard to this. So a lot of people who do not actually eat in the morning find that they're actually quite hungry. Okay, so what happens when they're hungry later in the day? They usually eat junky stuff because they need to get um, their 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 what's it called? Their energy levels up. So I forget what is that called. What is that book? Anyways, everyone's talking about the paleo diet recently, and a lot of studies have shown that basically if you eat 30 grams of protein in the morning, that's a good basis for starting your day in where you can level out your energy, making not have any crazy spikes. And if you do get your energy levels too low, your blood sugar level too low, you're gonna find that you're gonna want to junk out, and that's not a good thing, because then you'll have sugar spikes and then insulin problems, blah 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 blah, and it's not a good habit, and you don't want to live like that. So 3 meals a day, that really, generally speaking, that does make sense, but 3 meals a day implies that it's in the morning, right? So because 3 meals a day implies eating breakfast, which is typically which typically consists of protein in the Western diet, so it would be recommended. And human beings are animals of habit, and the fact that if you can make like a ritual of eating, you're generally going to find yourself a happier person, and you're going to feel more fulfilled, and and every time you keep up with your habits, you're going to feel quite satisfied. So yeah, it's a good idea. Okay, now let's expand on this question. Okay, should I eat 3 meals a day if I am not hungry in the morning and I do not have and I wish to diet to lose weight? Okay, all right, so a lot of people go on diets or whatever, and they're going to find that they're going to starve themselves. But because, okay, yes, you're going to lose weight if you don't eat, right? Because basically you're just reducing your carbohydrate. But the thing is, the question is not sophisticated enough, because it's not questioning if this person is actually doing it on, let's say, it basically implies that this is a daily habit. So the question is not sophisticated enough, right? So it should be like, if I wish to lose weight, should I eat 3 meals a day if I'm not hungry in the morning and I wish to diet to lose weight? And do this twice a week. So basically, so it's asking now. Oh, oops! I pressed that yes by accident. Anyways, don't pay attention to that. So, for example, by asking this question, it's now adding an actual scheduling to the question. So by adding this, it's basically adding a time component to this 3 meals a day. So to this non 3 meals a day, because it's implying through, if I am not hungry in the morning and I wish to do this twice a week. So basically that implies that the person's only eating 2 meals a day, right? And generally speaking, intermittent fasting is quite healthy. So it is we can just directly answer the question. Intermittent fasting is considered healthy diet choice as it is periodic and non is periodic and easy to follow. I've got a call coming in here. Fasting is a healthy diet and is period and easy to follow. The health benefits of fasting are numerous. Based on traditions and science. Right? So, alright, that's a really big statement that I just made. The health benefits of fasting are numerous based on traditions and science. Okay, so let's get right into it. So, is intermittent fasting healthy? Okay, looks like this is display the science behind the fasting or any health trend. He says one person writing the books of the consumer wants to sell as many copies as possible. Okay, so this is actually getting into people that are taking science and basically. Okay, here we go. Caloric restriction under nutrition without malnutrition is the only experimental approach consistently shown to prolong survival in animal models. Alright, there we go. Boom. So, we'll take this article here and we'll put in our link of reference. Alright, so hopefully hopefully the case is settled now on how should people should you eat 3 meals a day? Okay. but in fact the question is not answered because it's a little bit more complex. You got to look at the context of how the question is asked, right? And that's why I'm working on this, because the way questions are asked can completely change the answer, right? So, is red the best color? For example, should I paint my room red if I don't like red? You'll notice that a lot of people ask really silly questions like this on the internet, and even in just daily life. Like I attended a training session today at work, and some people were just asking some silly questions, but it's just the reason why is a lot of people they're extroverted thinkers such as myself, so that's why, like, a lot of people who are actually introverts, they'll find people who are extrovert, they're like, who are these bumbling idiots talking, but in fact it's just because people need to extrovert their ideas, and they need to hear it themselves before it goes in the world, and as soon as they say it, they realize how dumb they are for saying it. But it's not the fact that they're dumb, it's just that it's almost as if their brain is outside of their skull. They need to basically take out their brain, look at it, and find their idea and go, oh, that factoid is connected to this information. Oh, or that question is connected to that node. Okay, let me put my brain back, because they can't they don't have that ability to um, look internally efficiently. Actually, it's a trained practice, and for myself, I found um, great difficulty in actually being able to internalize ideas. So I've had to always exchange uh, with people to talk about ideas if I wish to be wish to have more sophisticated um, approaches to my thinking, and maybe this is why I'm talking to a camera now. I mean, there might be some viewership on the other end of it, but at the end of the day, I mean, it's a it's almost a personal thing because I'm only uh, there's yes, there may be witnesses now and in the future because this is a live stream, but in fact it's a very how shall I say, I'm assuming it's going to be quite a lonely journey as I build on this decisions through data, and um, and if everyone can realize that this is actually um, this is the development of an actual database. So uh, as as uh, as I keep working on it, the quality of the material will improve, and my ability to actually um, you know deliver quality content will also improve. And actually, this is the perfect time to pitch. Um, so Opportunity.to is a um, app that I've worked on um, with my business partner, and it's it's I would say it's probably the most important thing that you can give a person as a job, and that's what we do. The app helps give people jobs, and without a job, the the um, the way, for example, if have you ever been in a moment in your life where you haven't had a job? You know, you look at yourself in the mirror, and it's sometimes you can't even look up because what is your a lot of the self-worth, or how we justify our self-worth, is our utility. And if we don't have any utility, we can't value ourselves, and so our uh, so we actually have a very unhealthy ego. You lose your self-image, and so um, I think that providing people a job or helping them find work is probably the one of the initial most benefit things, because it improves their self-image, and it's the greatest contribution to individuals' life, because they, of course, then they can buy bread, they can you know satisfy their housing needs, um, and a lot of people would say, okay, yes, but in the Western world, we have you know we have modes of security where you know people can uh, you know enjoy social welfare programs. Now, that, yes, that may be true, but in the end they still need a job, right? um, and you can't just live off the dole your whole life, because this is not how we were designed. We were designed to work, and through our evolution, a lot of our you know our self-worth is attached to how much utility we have in our community, and how do people appreciate our work, and the mode of exchange of of work rendered, aka dollars. So it's it's been a it's been kind of a, for me personally, a really concerted effort on helping people get work, and hopefully we can help you too. So go to opportunity.to, and also we have a paid service, which is a very high quality service. It helps people find work. Actually, it's not help find. It's actually you pay the $99 and we get you work. You do not need to spend the time actually looking for the work, because through our research we find that it doesn't matter if you give people tools if they don't actually use the tools, right? So as an example, I could give you a laptop computer, and I can say, okay, everything you ever wanted in the world is at your fingertips. Now go and get it. Okay, but it's so overwhelming. You don't know where to start, and even if you do start, it's how Elon Musk described it best. That basically we're just like we're like an 8-bit input, right? We're restricted by our ability to actually enter data through our fingers, and for that very reason, that is why you should pay for the service, because it is compounding your ability. By paying the service for the service, the $99, we're dedicating a server in lieu of your a lack of ability, actually, because you can only render so much work in a given amount of time because of the work we have done. If you want to find a job, we've automated this process, and that's why we encourage people to pay this $99, because it's a very low cost into what you're actually getting. You're getting a job, and if, for example, if the median U.S. Income or whatever is $36,000 for some it might be lower, but at the end of the day it doesn't matter, because it's only $100, right? And we have it for localities, and we can target certain zones, distances from your address upon request, and also how much you'd actually how much time you'd like to spend at your job, or if you have certain limitations in your ability. And basically we take a look at your resume and CV, and we all can also work on that to improve it. So we recommend everyone to go to opportunity.to services, opportunity.to/services, and take a look at what we have to offer. It's an unbelievable product. Okay, now let's continue here. Let's okay, what's a really important question that people have? How about this one? Should I go to church? I've actually asked myself this question. You know what? I would immediately say yes, even if you're not religious and you do not believe in God. The reason why is because I forget what book it is from, but generally speaking, there are happiness. Oh, excuse me, I have to blow my nose. you know, community is the easiest way. Community is the easiest way to achieve general happiness. We've been designed through evolution to I know it's such a counter statement, right? Go to church and evolution. The reason why is you want to be involved in a community.